how to keep us, restful. Exercise. Walking is the best thing. Chankramana. Yeah, socialize in the proper way, right? Then, Upekkhā as an energy. Can I ask you, what do you think about energy? Energy levels, energizing us. How important is energy in our Dhamma practice? Virya. How important is that? Now say for instance you go for a 7-day retreat, you get very high on the retreat. And on the 8th day you go back home and you think that my retreat is my home now. And then I'm not in the retreat anymore, so I fall back to the earth. Right? They think that their practice, their spirituality, all the good things are only working when they come to the temple, the vihara, Buddhist center, maybe when they go to a forest. So energy should not be practiced in that way. We have to always keep up with our Dhamma energy. Right? Because if we run out of energy, then we are more vulnerable to make akusalas. Right? More akusalas can come at that point. But energy should not be practiced in a way that you are controlling yourself. In the Buddhist teachings, we don't control our mental states. When you control your mental states, there is a moment that you cannot control those mental states. Then they are going to give you a very hard time, very big time. So we are trying to rather understand those mental states. Then life becomes very easier all the time. Right? So energy has to be understood in that perspective. Now the Buddha said in one sutta, you can see A300, when a bhikkhu or anybody devoted to the higher mind periodically focuses on 3 important aspects. So we all have to make sure our mind with these 3 things. One is samadhi nimitta, to mark up the concentration. Do I have a good concentration in my Dhamma journey? Right? Then, do I have a paggaha nimitta? What do you call? To the mark of exertion. Paggaha means virya. Do I maintain my virya? And upekkhā nimitta, to the mark of equanimity. That means 3 things have to be always maintained in our daily Dhamma journey. Samadhi nimitta, concentration, paggaha means our virya, and then upekkhā. So in this context, we understand upekkhā is a kind of energy. It is not just a balancing out of something, it's an energy. Upekkhā as an energy must be maintained. Now, I think we can see an example of this. You can see Upekkhā balances energy, mindfulness, concentration, helping meditation practitioners reach an optimal point of concentration to overcome restlessness or sleepiness. Now, what if that you get into the meditation by thinking, tonight I'm going to be a Sotapanna. Like how you do on the 1st of January, this year will be the year full of blessings for me. And then everything that is good will come onto me. Positive thinking. And then by March, I will become a Sotapanna. In the next quarter, Sakadagami. 3rd quarter, maybe something else. And you are making very set goals that are not going to be very realistic. Because attaining Nibbana is not a one-life thing, it's a sansaric activity, right? At the same time, when you are too much trying on something, then it creates uddhacca. Right? Now you might think, what is uddhacca? What is he talking? Okay, there are 2 things in our meditation practice we have to overcome. These are the 2 things. How do I write them? Here and here maybe. Uddhacca is on one side, then this side, Thinamiddha. Uddhacca means when you are trying too much in your Dhamma practice, reading Dhamma books, going to many talks, reading books all the time. Then you bombard your head with lot of information. Then you can't even practice 5 precepts. Yeah, too much. Yeah, overdose. Yeah. So it's important to have the mind kind of restful. Uddacca means restlessness. How to keep our mind restful? Sleep well, because when we are not sleeping enough, the next morning things can be a little cranky on our side. We are not responding to people, we are reacting to people, and we are very annoyed, right? So all this happen because you have restlessness. Uddacca has taken you over. What about you don't take your meals properly? Same thing, huh? You can think about those gossipers who are gossiping about, bad mouthing about other people. The bottom line is they have skipped some meals the day. They are so angry about things. So they are gossiping about, bad mouthing about other people. Right? So eating your meals at the proper time. Sleep. What else? How to keep us, restful? Exercise. Exercise is very good. Walking is the best thing. Chankamana. What else?
Socialize.
Huh?
Socialize.
Yeah, socialize in the proper way, right? You're not going to be a drinking buddy, different buddies. There are different buddies in the world. So, socializing in the proper way. You know the boundaries of your socialization. So, I don't want to go too much about it, but I must say that we need restfulness in our Dhamma practice, so that you are not going to turn to Uddacca part of the Uddacca part. So then you can practice your Dhamma journey with Upekkhā. Then when you become very lazy, even you are not practicing anything, then this is also a disturbance in our practice. Too lazy about everything, right? You are not keeping up with your practices. Probably you are learning a lot of things, but you never practice. It's like that you learn a lot of Dhamma things, and then you bring the Dhamma seed back to your house. You never plant it. Right? You have all the recordings, the YouTube notes, but you never plant it. They are still in the shelf, not here, in your house probably. So Dhamma has never planted. They have become just a piece of information, right? So then it happens because you have never become little serious about your Dhamma practice. So both these sides are hindrances, impediments in our life. So now there is a story, maybe we can see from here. Sona Sutta, the Buddha explains to the monk Sona that meditation, I would say practice, requires upekkhā of energy. Our energy in our Dhamma journey is upekkhā journey, not just energy. Upekkhā energy, like lute strings that must be balanced for perfect play. What is this example? There was a monk called Sona who was a former veena professional. He had a veena. So he was playing the veena, could say lute, and then he became a monk. He thought practicing meditation is like perfectly playing the the veena. And then he was trying so hard on the meditation. He doesn't sleep. He is so much onto meditation. He did not progress. Then the Buddha asked a question from his former lay life. Then the Buddha asked, how did you play the veena? How was it when you play the veena too tight, when your strings are too tight? He said that is not going to work because it won't give the perfect sound. What if that you play the veena with some kind of slackness, playing it little loose, then it won't get the perfect sound. But what if that you play play the veena without being too tight and too slack, too loose, then you get the perfect sound. In the same way, you should be very careful about Uddacca and Thina Middha in your Dhamma practice. So that means how to perfectly balance out our practice is by Upekkhā energy. So we need this Upekkhā energy in our Dhamma practice. How do we know that we have gone to the extremes? When you feel that you are stagnated in your practice, you feel that your journey is not moving smoothly, then you have probably stepped over to one of these ends. So that is about Upekkhā as the energy.